Good afternoon to all. Yes, I hope you all are fine. Yes, I hope you all clear with the first chapter, right? What is your first lesson? What is your first lesson? Yes, it's nothing but crop production and management. Crop production and management. Yes, what are all the things which we have seen in that lesson? What are all the things which we have seen in our first lesson? Yes, tell me your answers. Yes, about crops. About crops, definition of crops, and then, types of crops. What are all the steps involved in the production of crops? What are the steps involved in production of crops? Yes, now try to tell me this answer. What is meant by threshing? What is meant by threshing? Yes, threshing is nothing but, yes, open your mouths. Everyone had your lunch, right? Then tell me the answers with full energy. Yes, threshing is nothing but it is the separation of grain from the chaff. Separation of grain from chaff is called as threshing. Okay, shall we move into the next lesson? Yes. What is your next lesson is microorganisms. What is that? Microorganisms, friend and foe. Microorganisms, friend and foe. First, what do you mean by microorganism? Micro, macro. Micro means which is very small. Micro means which is very small. Yes, organisms means like human beings, they are also one type of organism. Microorganisms, they cannot be seen. What is mean by friend? Friend, you know very well. You have friends, right? Yes. Then, what is mean by foe? If you have dictionary, take it out and try to find the meaning of foe fast. What is mean by foe? That is enemy. Microorganisms are our friends and they are our enemy. Now, shall we look here? There are some types of pictures of some microorganisms given below. Now, shall we move into the next? Yes. So, these are all the content of this lesson. These are all the content of this lesson. First, we are going to see about the introduction, about definition of microorganisms, their classification, and where do they live. Where do these microorganisms live, and microorganisms and us, that is how they are useful to us. And then harmful microorganisms, food prevention, nitrogen fixation and nitrogen cycle, and then recap. This enlightened one now we will see in this class, and the remaining we will see in the next one. So, shall we move? Yes. First, introduction. Have you seen microorganisms? Have you ever seen microorganisms? Yes. Yes or no? If yes, where you have seen? If no, why? You are not able to see. Yes, they can be seen only under the microscope. They are very small. They are not visible to our naked eyes. Okay, during rainy season, you must have seen moist bread. You have seen bread in your houses, right? See, there are some patches on the bread, right? There are some patches which is present on the bread. So, these patches are due to the formation of microorganisms. Yes. So, they are named as microorganisms or microbes. They are very small. They are not seen. So, they are named as microorganisms or microbes. They are very small in size and they cannot be seen with our naked eyes. We have seen several kinds of plants and animals, right? We have seen several kinds of plants and animals which is found around us. Like that, microorganism is also one of the things which is present around us. Clear? So, these are all some microorganisms. Then, so here microorganisms, we will see about it. Microorganism, this word comes from Greek. The word microorganism comes from Greek, that is mikros. Mikros. Its meaning is very small. Many words come from Greek origin only. Okay. So mikros, that is small. Organisms. Organisms means organism. So they are also called as microbes. The study of microorganism is called microbiology. The study of microorganism is called as microbiology. And then Anton van Leeuwenhoek. Anton van Leeuwenhoek. He is the first to discover microorganism. He is the first to discover microorganism in the year 1675. In the year 1675. They may be either unicellular or multicellular or acellular. I'll tell you, unicellular means it has only one cell. One cell is responsible for all the activities like respiration, reproduction, digestion, etc. So, the cell, the organism which has only one cell in it is called as unicellular organisms. Okay, example amoeba. And then acellular, that is they do not have cells and they are of different structure. And then multicellular means they have many cells like human beings, plants and animals. So various cells are responsible for the proper functioning of the body. So shall we move to the next? Yes. So here is the Walden type of microscope which is found in the year 1664 used by Robert Hooke. This is the first used microscope. Okay. Then it is the, now we have found up to electron microscope. They are able to see very small particles. Yes, that is up to nanometer size. Nano means 10 power minus 9. So, we are able to see the particles which are very small up to that. And then here are some types of microorganisms. Okay. Now, we will see the types of microorganisms. Yes, there are mainly of 4 types. How many types? 4. Microorganisms is of how many types? 4. They are bacteria, fungi, protozoa and algae. Bacteria, fungi, protozoa and then algae. Now we will be seeing about this one by one. Okay. So first we will be seeing about the bacteria. So bacteria are organisms which are made up of only one cell. What is meant by one cell? The organism which is made up of only one cell is called as? Yes, louder. Yeah, good. They are called as unicellular. The organisms which are made up of only one cell is called as unicellular. So, and then they are capable of multiplying. That means 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16. So they are capable of multiplying themselves and they has the power to divide. 1 has the power to divide into 2, 2 has the power to divide into 4. So it can multiply by itself. And then bacteria exist everywhere. Everywhere bacteria exist inside our body also. So there is no place like, everyone used to say no, God is everywhere. Yes, God is everywhere. Like that, these microorganisms are also found everywhere. Yes, there is no place without microorganisms. And then most of them are completely harmless. Harmless and they are very useful to us. We will be seeing next what are the uses of it. Okay. Then, but some bacteria can cause diseases. Most of them are useful but few can cause diseases. Okay. And then some types of bacteria have been found to live in the temperatures above the boiling point. What is the boiling point? What is the boiling point of water? What is the boiling point of water? So, Yeah, very good. The boiling point of water is 100 degree Celsius. And what is the freezing point? It is 0 degree Celsius. Yes, below 0 degree the water starts to freeze, and at 100, after 100 and at 100 it starts to evaporate. So that is the boiling point and the melting point. So these bacteria are capable of living even at very high temperatures and at low temperatures. Okay, then. So these type of bacteria causes typhoid and tuberculosis. Typhoid and they said no typhoid fever. Yes, and then tuberculosis. Here are some of the bacteria. Then next one is the fungi. It is a small filamentous, that is, see, there are many filament, right? These are called as filament. And branch, they have branches in it, and spore bearing. What do you mean by spore bearing? Spore bearing. Spore is nothing but we are able to see seeds inside the flowers, right? In some flowers. Rose, they have seeds inside that flowers. So, but in spore is nothing but so that seeds are helpful for germination. But in this type of spore bearing, instead of seed, spores will be there. Instead of seeds, spores will be there. This spores helps in the reproduction of plants. These spores help in the reproduction of plants. Okay. And then heterotrophic. What is mean by heterotrophic? Yes. Clearly? Yeah. Heterotrophic is nothing but which depend on others for food. Autotrophic means they are able to prepare their own food. Heterotrophic, they are not able to prepare their own food, depend on others. Heterotrophic organisms that lack chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is the main pigment which is essential for the process of photosynthesis. So in fungi, there is no chlorophyll. So they depend on other plants and hence they are called as heterotrophic. Okay. And mostly multicellular. They have multiple cells. They use decaying organic materials as food and are therefore called saprophytes. So the organisms which use decaying organic matter as their food are called as saprophytes. Up to this you are clear? Shall we go to the next? Yes. So next one is the protozoa. We have seen bacteria. Yes, fungi. Next one is the protozoa. These protozoa are unicellular. That means they has only one cell. And then heterotrophic. Depend on others for food. Free living. They can live everywhere. Or parasitic. Parasitic means depend on others. Okay. And then these protozoa causes diseases like dysentery and malaria. Dysentery and malaria. I said amoeba is a unicellular, right? And paramecium. These are some of the examples of protozoa. Next, algae. Yes, aquatic photosynthesis. See, algae are mostly found in only green colors because they have more number of chlorophyll. They are able to, if chlorophyll is present in higher quantity, so they are able to prepare their own food, right? So photosynthesis occur in that type of organism. Aquatic means they are found inside water bodies. Have you seen inside water bodies there are some greeny patches which is found there? They are nothing but algae. Okay. So they are aquatic photosynthesis organisms found in unicellular or multicellular. They may be unicellular or multicellular. They have chlorophyll. Next one is about virus. Virus is also microscopic organism, but they are different from microorganism. Microorganism is of 4, but this virus is also a microscopic. Virus are able to see with the help of microscope only, but they are different from microorganisms. Virus are different from microorganisms. These microorganisms are helpful to us, but virus are very dangerous to human being. We are seeing that now, right? Corona. Yes? Corona. If virus comes to your mind, what strikes there? Corona. Yes. So, we will be continuing about this virus and the remaining topics in the next slot.